Hey, it's Ben from Melbourne Rock City, and we are here at 3RRR for the official launch of Rock Reader Underneath the Riffs, brought together by Miranda Young and Jeff Jenkins, who have gone out into the Aussie rock world, found their mates, found work colleagues, found industry luminaries to put together their single stories and compile it in a book. It's one of the best rock and roll reads you're going to grab. Let's go inside to the official book launch party, have a chat to some of the contributing editors of Rock Reader Underneath the Riffs. Let's go inside. Guys, Melbourne Rock City has come to the launch of Rock Reader Underneath the Riffs, and joining me is the lovely rock and roll woman behind the book, Miranda Young. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks, mate. Very pleased that the band has played. I've done the speech. Now it's just drinking.
Anyway, let's get on to the book. Now, you gave me the book last week, and I read it in about 3 hours. It's one of the best rock and roll reads I've read sometime, and seriously, because you've got the mix of people in the industry, as well as your friends, as well as friends of people in the industry. It's just a great read. How did you come to choose the stories to compile them together in the first book?
Well, what I wanted was the full 360 perspective of people who play, people who write, people who are just fans.
Yep.
So I contacted friends, and also I used to work for Molly and I used to work for Gadinsky, so I called them. And just a lot of girls I knew, and it just word of mouth. Sort of people came up and spoke to me and wanted to be in it. And now we've got heaps more people for Volume 2. We've got some artwork coming in. Hopefully we'll get Freddie Neger and a few people.
Yeah.
But it just grows because everybody loves the story. I mean, your response to it was perfect and fantastic, and we love you for that.
So I rehearsed it too. No, I didn't. Wall or Wally Meany to some of the older crew out there, for some of the younger kids from the Meanies. How are you, mate? You good?
I am now.
Yeah, you good? That's not the unnamed beer, is it?
No, that tastes like shit. But anyway.
Mate, Rock Reader Underneath the Riff book launch. You're a contributor and you also played tonight?
Yeah, well, the Meanies didn't, but the other band, Even did.
Even did, of course. Yeah, and so you got to contribute and play at the book launch.
I know. Pretty good stuff, eh? I've got friends in low places.
All right, we've got PB joining us here as the party rages. Apparently, James and Miranda have called on an extra couple of hours on the party because they can't be bothered taking home the booze in the fridge. So PB, are you going to stay here for a while?
I got nowhere to go. I'm not going to lie to you. Just everything's happening here. There's some good-looking girls. So I thought, what am I going to do? Go home and make a mess of myself? I'll stay here for a while.
How did you, without ruining too much of the story, because people still got to read the book, how did you cope with the lashing he gave you when you were doing sound check?
Well, I think there was no way to get about it. We were so far away from him because he was a bit of a prima donna back in those days, because he was I think the first rap act to have a #1 song, Billboard song in America. Yeah. So it was a big thing at the time. And he's coming and doing this gig, and he was spastic beyond all belief. What I didn't say, they'd close this is, in midday we're doing the check, and they had to close down the bars because him and his crew are not small men.
Yeah.
So, and they were just messy, and we're just trying to kick it out. We're thinking, this guy, he's so big, he's going to be so impressed with us, Australian rap act. No one's ever even seen anything like this before. So we tried to bust it out as best we could. Yeah, he wasn't happy with it, I'll be honest with you.
Well, the story ended well though. It sounded like you got a good response from the crowd.
The crowd was unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was, it's like that's the whole thing about, whether it be rock or rap or anything like that. But the good thing about it is, when you go and you can pick your audience and you get it right, everyone loves it. Nice. So that was the beauty of it.
Now, Debbie Netlingham, formerly Debbie Dinosaur, is joining me here at Rock Reader Underneath the Riffs. Your story is quite interesting.
I know that you try and find a more weird mixture than that. Throw in Vicky Sue Robinson's disco hit, Turn the Beat Around, and throw in a middle-class girl brought up in North Balwyn who really had never seen Afro-American rock stars before. It's pretty weird.
And it's quite scary to wake up to that, I would imagine.
Sorry?
I said quite scary to wake up to that, I would imagine.
Well, it was scary because I was quite innocent in those days. Mind you, I did go out into the lounge room where the party was happening, and these guys, and there were ladies and men, white and black. I might be non-PC, I don't know.
You can do whatever you want.
1977, right?
You can do whatever you want on this show. Go.
Disco stuff happening. I went out there because a guy dragged me out of my bed and wanted to dance with me. But the crazy thing is, like, I was really stunned. Stunned, man. That's stunned. And I was wearing a pink daggy, sort of girly nightie, and I had these huge, fluffy slippers. Do you know how hard it is to do the hustle or the bus stop in fluffy slippers?
I don't, but I can. I'll try.
It's very hard.
I'll give it a go.
You got to have good.
So it's sort of like. What's the favourite story in the book without giving too much away for the people that haven't read it?
They're all great. I love Gadinsky's one about Madonna, and I love
The didgeridoo, yeah.
And Debbie Dinosaur's one about waking up with the Commodores in her house and in her bed is fantastic. Jeff Jenkins trying to get backstage at the Kings of the Sun, where every notice says girls only.
Yeah.
They're all really good, and Paul Elliott on the acid trip is pretty funny.
I think that was quite a good one, actually. I mean, going to hospital, then to a mental ward, and then getting let out with the free meal on the way out the door.
No, he scored.
What a great night!
Well, I'll tell you, Marky Jenkins, when
The Johnny Cash. Yeah.
the man in black.
Yeah.
That's just a classic, because that's what happens. You don't even have to be. It's like in the rooms of the footy, you're getting thrown oranges. But it just shows you. It doesn't matter if you're in a rap band or a rock band. If you're a regular punter and you go out there and you give back to the performers what you want, they recognise it. And just like we went to, it's really hard at that time to find an audience that really liked rap.
Yeah.
And you go to an audience and all of a sudden there's 4,000 people there going mental for rap, mental for hip hop, and now you fill out 25,000 stadiums.
Yeah.
But a guy like Johnny Cash, how many people has he performed to over the years?
Yeah.
And he sees someone getting really into his show,
Yeah.
and he gives it back to you. It's just amazing. He's an all-time great.
Yeah. Now, mate, Rock Reader, your story overseas with the Meanies, and you got around to playing 10-pin bowling with Eddie Vedder.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah, that's the tall and the short of it.
Yeah.
3 bands and a few friends and stuff went to the same bowling alley. We all teamed up into little pairs and, then played other pairs. And me and my mate Michelle whipped Eddie Vedder and his girlfriend at the time, Beth's ass. And I didn't even really know who he was.
Yeah.
And after the event, he was telling me how much he enjoyed a gig that he saw a few days earlier at a local Seattle pub, and that when his band came to our part of the world, would we consider playing with them? And I just went, yeah, sure, we'd be honoured, that'd be fantastic. And then I went and asked our guitarist, Taz, who is that guy? And he said, oh, that's Eddie Vedder from Pearl Jam. I go, oh, cool, well, I think we just got ourselves a tour. And, our label and stuff didn't, they just laughed when I said it to them, but we... as soon as I heard it announced, we followed it up, and he was true to his word. Yeah. So when they came out, we did 2 of them.
I think it's quite funny in the book. There's a section where I believe Michael Gadinsky walks into the offices and says, "Who the fuck is Wally Meany?"
True story.
Great. And the thing is, he got on the tour, so I think he knows who the fuck Wally Meany is now.
He does.
Oh, I bet he does.
He always grimaces when he sees me, though, because I refer to him as God.